Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Kawira and Karibu. And if you like this kind of content, kindly consider subscribing. Today's video is gonna be slightly different. Today is the 5th of May and I wanna plan for my month. So the video is gonna be me taking you through how I plan for my month, main focus being goal planning and goal setting. I'll share with you the tools or apps that I use, as well as the technique that I use to set effective goals, and even why I do this in the first place. So let's get into it. I'll divide it into 3 bits. The first one being reflection, then the actual goal setting, and then the planning. So for the reflection bit, I use the Pinterest app. I have it on my phone. I just quickly Google reflective prompts. And I'm gonna do the first 3 prompts. With me is my journal. Let me get to writing down my thoughts. So for highlights of last month, I got my Google AdSense pin. Yay. Did my first official brand shoot for my store. If you're new here, I do own a store. It's called Comfort Zone KE. Find it at comfortzoneke.com. I launched a new drop, so I had like a videographer, I had a PA, and it was a full circle moment for me. Also attended an influencer event and made new friends. So I networked a bit, got out of my shell. That was also a highlight of my month. The other bit was, what did I learn last month? Consistency pays off. Stick with it. This comes from my Google AdSense. It took so long to get it. I started my YouTube channel 5 years ago. I didn't start it with the aim to make money, but like along the way, I did want that as a goal, and I got it 5 years later. It took me so long because of lack of consistency, but I'm glad I still, in as much as I didn't show up as much as I wanted to, I still showed up. Another thing that I learned was embrace your slow days or your hard days. Give yourself grace. Last year was hard. Last month was hard. It literally felt like a year. It was hard, but I pushed through it. The days that I needed to extend myself grace, I didn't beat myself up. If I need a slow day, if I need a rotting day, if I need just some calm, some peace and quiet, lack of movement, I did that. Then the other point that I learned was a bit contradictory to what I've just said, but push through your hard days. Lastly, what drained my energy last month? Lack of movement. I haven't been to the gym in a minute. That's one of the goals I want to set for myself for this month, as well as just walking around. On to the second part of my monthly research, that's goal planning. Beginning of the year, I do make annual goals. This is for the 12-month period. I divide them into 4 quarters to help me track them, as well as to break them down into something doable. So I have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4 goals, but all of them tie to the major annual goal. I do this on Notion. I find Notion very helpful. And on my homepage, it's written 2025 goals. I have my annual goals. I have my annual goals in quarters, and yeah. My goals are divided into 5 categories. This is personal growth and lifestyle, finances, school, creative goals, and business goals. One of my financial goals was to grow an emergency fund to a certain amount of money. And how I'm doing this is every quarter, I have a specific amount I'm saving up to, totaling up to my goal, my annual goal. So, for instance, let me give a rough figure like 100,000. So, every quarter, if I choose to save 25,000, by the end of the year, I'll have 100,000. Some of my personal goals include journaling, unplugging and going offline. This is mainly on the weekends. Fitness includes working out 3 times a day, drinking a lot of water, getting 8 hours of sleep. Financial goals are saving, saving, growing an emergency fund, tracking my expenses, which I am not doing so well at right now. And then for school, I'm gonna sit for my financial management paper in June, so that's there. Business goal. Currently want to grow my Instagram account, my Instagram business account to 10,000 followers. Create structure, so weekly planning, improve packaging, client feedback system. Then for my creative goals, this is one of the things. This is one of the things that was second quarter goals. Launch my productivity and self-improvement series on YouTube. You're gonna see more of this sit-down vlog. Grow YouTube to 2.5k subscribers. I'm currently at 1800. So how I make this easier is I use AI. I write my annual goals. I break them down to quarter goals. Then with the help of AI, I try get like a monthly goal out of that to save on time. So I use ChatGPT. Once it helps me, I fine tune it to my liking. Let's go over our main goals. For my business, I want to launch a new collection. I want to also work with influencers, especially on that launch. For personal goals, there are three. There's mental wellness, fitness, finances. Finances, I save a certain amount of money to my emergency fund. If you don't know what a chama is, it's basically a group of people where you pull money together, everyone contributes, and then depending on like the cycle period, someone gets the money. So for instance, if it's weekly, you contribute weekly. Every week, if it's a group of four, someone different gets the money. I feel like it's a good saving tool. Um, if you're not really keen on your structures, like if you don't have the discipline to send money away and not remove it before it gets to a certain amount. Because like by the time you're getting money from your chama, it's a significant amount. You can literally do anything with that money. It's a substantial amount. The goals need to be a maximum of 3 for them to be doable. Wellness, I wanna be consistent with journaling at least 3 times a week. Also go to church. Guys, go to church. It really shapes your quality of life. My goal is not to miss 2 consecutive Sundays. And now, creative goals. This is for my Instagram and YouTube. Grow YouTube to 2500 by the end of May. This is an increase of 700. I'm really hopeful about it because I have put in a lot. I've already planned. I'll actually show you my content calendar. Post 12 Instagram reels this month, 3 per week. That's doable. That's doable. Create and upload 4 YouTube videos, at least 1 per week. I actually want to do 2, but like the goal, the bare minimum is once a week. So now I'm going to break down the goals we've just set in my planner. This was my journal, this is my planner. I'm going to bring 2 action points to what I can actually do on a daily and then feed it to my calendar. So for this bit, I use a planner. I write down my goals and then I use Google Calendar to kind of schedule what I need to do. Personal growth, journaling 3 times a day. So I need to pick the days. I'm trying to think the best days I can allocate this. Can do Monday. I think it's a nice way to set the tone for the week. I can do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Probably schedule gym 6 to 8, same days. Journaling 8 to 9. For finances, that's already in motion because I've already started my chamas. I feel like that's when I don't need to do anything about it. I'm just gonna use the money for chama to put it into my emergency fund. School already planned myself, though I need to streamline that more. Financial exams are in like 4 weeks. I have a planner on Notion on how I study. For my store, I need to be specific on what's gonna help me grow. The launch of the new collection. Actually gonna do how much I spend versus how much I earn business edition through this collection throughout this month. Purchase sample pieces. I also need to look at PR packaging because I want to send a couple of influencers those dresses, book venue for the shoots. I'll plan content around that. I have a content calendar for also my business. I need to plan out my content. I've already done that for YouTube. I'm gonna share with you. I'm here to do for Instagram, my own personal Instagram. My business has already content in place, and yeah. So after that, I transfer them to my Google Calendar. This way, I schedule them. I allocate time for them, so I can time block a certain period for me to do that goal or task. And the best thing about Google Calendar, it has the reminder feature, so you can get notified either 5 minutes or 30 minutes or even a day or a week via just normal reminders or like an email when you're supposed to do the task. And it kind of keeps you on your toes, that keeps you in check. it leaves no room for chance. These are saying if it's not scheduled, it's not happening. So once you put it in your calendar, it will happen. It will happen unless you deliberately choose to ignore it. Yeah, so a quick recap of like my whole process is I have annual goals that I have divided into quarterly goals, and then the quarterly goals I plan them per month. So for instance, this month of May, I'm focusing on my Q2 goals, depending on what I was able to achieve in April. And I use first Pinterest to help me reflect. So I use the Pinterest app to get journals, and then I use my journal to write down my reflective thoughts or kind of recap of like what happened. Then go into Notion where I plan now my monthly goals, my May goals. And then now I take my planner, have like a detailed day to day or week by week action points or what I need to do, then transfer that into my Google Calendar and set reminders for them and block them. And Google Calendar is actually pretty nice. The fact that you can use different colors, it looks really, really nice. That's it. That's my monthly reset video. I hope you enjoyed it. You got inspired. You learned one or two things. Also, if you got this far, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It will really help my channel grow. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.